Happy Friday, May 21st. Payday, baby. 2021, 10:13 in the morning. Still have had 8 days off since July 13th, 2020. Kicking it, doing the damn thing. I got good news, and bad news. Good news is Hamas, Gaza, they're just calm in Gaza. Israeli and Hamas, the fighting has come to a standstill. There's a truce. There was celebrating last night. Over 200 Palestinians were killed, and 12, as the last time the number was shown to me, and 12 Israelis. Now, I still don't know what the fuck happened. Sorry for cussing. Why they fought. Other good news. Still sober. Get it, baby. Going on a week. Today's 7 days if I make it. I have faith I will. Thinking about, I wanted to go to okay, so here's what happened yesterday. I took the damn Mucinex DMs, 2 of them. They come in a packet. One packet, one time you can open it, and there's 2 of them in there. I just assumed you take 2 of them, and it wasn't PM, wasn't AM, but it was DM. I don't know what the DM stands for. I thought the D meant, a play on words, and it just meant day. It didn't say PM, so I wasn't like, oh, it's a drowsy thing. So I just took both of them. It just made sense to me. About a half hour after I ended the podcast, I started feeling like I took a bunch of fucking, sorry for cussing, like sleep aids, and was fighting the effects of it. It was like basically tripping. I felt high as shit. Just off as hell. Like weird. I thought I was gonna die. Thought about texting my ex-wife saying, hey, tell my son I love him. Feel awkward. It lasted all damn day to the point where when I got done with my 83 stops or whatever it was, 81 stops, the ex-wife called me like right as I was headed back, and I was like, she was like, I was wondering if you wanted Orion tonight. I was like, yeah. She's like, well, what time are you thinking? I'm like, I don't know, I'm busy. Really what I meant by busy was I'm going to bed. Like I feel I'm ready for bed. I'm pooped. I don't know what's happening. I feel weird. So then I called her back, and I was thinking about asking her, well, you can bring them out, but you gotta like be with me. Like stay with him out here. But come out, bring him out, but don't leave. And then the second thought was I can just go over there and hang out or take a nap or whatever. But I was like, nah, I'm way too pooped to just like go somewhere and then have to get up and drive again. So I was like, I'll just tell her to come over and bring the kid. So I called her back, and I was like, what are you up to tonight? She was like, oh, I'm watching some show with the boyfriend. I was like, okay. Said something about, do I still want Orion? I was like, yeah, I don't trust myself with Orion by myself. And she's like, oh, okay, glad you're being honest. Like, what the fuck does that mean? Sorry for cussing. Like, what do you mean by that? Glad I'm being honest. Like, I've lied to you before? Freaking nuts, right? So I'm like, yeah, I just feel off as hell. She's like, what happened? I was like, I don't know. I just took 2 Mucinex DMs earlier this morning. I haven't drank anything or smoked anything in 6 days. I don't know if that's playing a part in it. I feel like shit. This morning, okay, so here's the bad news. The good news was the Gaza, the beef has calmed down. They're not fighting very much. The other good news was I'm still sober. The bad news is I got junk food. Because I'm still not freaking... I thought doing the Mucinex DMs was going to lighten me up, loosen me up, and I would be fine this morning. Still congested. And I still feel a little bit off from the damn Mucinex. Like my throat's dry as hell. I still feel a little weird, but not nearly as weird as I felt yesterday. Like I felt high yesterday. Like I was like tripping, like I said, tripping on fighting the effects of some sleep aids. Like I used to do back when I was in Toyota. I was tripping balls. I'd get off work, go drink some beers, and then, not go drink some beers, get beers, bring them home at like 17, 18 to, whatever. come home. I'd get these, they were called sleep aids from the Kroger brand, specifically. They're little blue ovals, liquid, clear, soft gels. And the drug was diphenhydramine. And I could take up to like 24 of them. Like, that's where I built my tolerance up to. And I would just stay awake, play video games, watch movies, and just trip my balls off. I'd see like spiders, giant, clear, see-through spiders that weren't there. I watched my dogs just run around my speed bag in the basement, and it wasn't there, but I watched it for a good 3 minutes. No dog there, just looking at my speed bag, moving my head in circles, tripping balls. My mom would go, "Hey, honey, I'm going to, but we're going to bed. Are you okay? You need anything?" I'm like, "No," just one word answers because I'm tripping balls. Can't talk. My mouth is dry. Got cotton mouth like crazy. It was a horrible time. And I'd wake up and go to work at Toyota, and I'd see shadows in the rafters. It was wild. I was like, damn, if I keep this up, I'm dead. Anyway, stop doing that. Just stop doing it. Because I was like, if I keep this up, I'm dead. One day, me and the ex-wife were sitting around in my apartment, and I was like, I used to do these things, and then I did 24 of them. Like, just out of nowhere. Just picked it right up. Did 24 of them. She said I was sitting at the table, and I was eating French fries and dipping them in ketchup, but there was no French fries and no ketchup, and I had asked her if she wanted some, and she was just like watching me to make sure I didn't die, because it's definitely, every time you start hallucinating on that shit, it is an overdose. I think that's how they described it. Every time you hallucinate on sleep aids when you stay awake or whatever, that is an overdose. So I did that forever. I think that's part of why my speech is fucked up or messed up. I'm sorry for cussing. Like, I have memory problems and I have speech problems, and I think it's because I did that stuff for so long. And that's not including the sleep stuff I did in high school. I would take like 12 of these blue PM things, and then go to like school and theater class, and then take like 8 more after second semester, and then we'll just keep doing it. And then on the weekends I'd go to the beach with my buddies, and I'd have my MP3 player, headphones in, just gone out of my head, bobbing to music, like half asleep, half awake for everything, for like a solid 2 years. I think that's part of what my problem is, speech-wise and memory-wise. And then, not to mention, I overdosed. This is where my ex-wife saved my life. I overdosed on a bunch of damn hydroxycodone or something like that. Some kind of steroidal thing for my vasculitis, anti-inflammatory medication or whatever. They didn't do the job, and I was just really like in a lot of pain. I just wanted to see what was on the other side. I wasn't trying to die, but I was like, fuck it, let's just see what happens. If I have a near-death experience, that's dope. Let's just see what's on the other side. We'll see what happens. So I took a punch, drank 3 40s, and they came and got me. Well, ex-wife came, like, tried to wake me up. I wasn't waking up, but I was barely breathing. She called the ambulance, whatever. They came and got me, and they told her, this is what she told me. They told her I had like a very good chance of not making it, a better chance that if I made it, I'd have brain damage, and a very low chance if I made it that I would be just fine. So I think I'm in that third one with a little bit of the second one. Like I got the brain damage, but not as bad as they said. So I don't know, but yeah, there's something definitely going wrong, because I thought it was maybe just every night I'd be drunk, so like where I was supposed to have a hangover, I didn't have a hangover. I just had like a speech impediment, and my brain was slow. But after damn near 7 days of sobriety, I'm starting to think it's just the years of drug use or pills that I should have been sleeping on, but staying awake and mentally damaging myself. Like I don't know what I've never done nothing real hard, and I've just stopped all those. So not just recently, but like after just not doing it, like I never had symptoms of like, I've never had relapse, or not relapse, but what's that called? You know, you do heroin or whatever, you have like 3 days of sweats and cold chills and can't sleep. I forget what it's called. Symptoms of the use. I'd never had those. I still haven't had these symptoms for the alcohol or the tobacco, the nicotine. And they say that's the hardest. They say tobacco or nicotine, like cigarettes, is the hardest thing to quit. And I'm not having an issue with it. Like, I'm not. I still have yet to have a craving for a cigarette 7 days in. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. I wanted to go. They had a biker night at the bar last night. All my uncles is about to be there. Not blood uncles, but I see them as family. They got me a damn 6-beer, drinking man's picnic basket. It's really just a case of beer, but it's made out of wood. And it's got a bottle opener. It says Nephew Cody. And then it says Drink Local on the other side. It's cool as hell. But this family out there, they hooked me up with that. And last night they had the bike night. So everybody, all the dudes brought their bikes out. I wanted to go to that because all my guys were gonna be there. But I was just so freaking like strung out on these damn Mucinex DMs. I just went straight home. I went straight to bed. And I feel like shit. Not currently, just right between, like above my nostrils and below my eyes. It feels like somebody's fist is in there. And my throat is dry. Other than that, I feel good. About to slam this core hydration, perfectly balanced pH star purified water, electrolytes and minerals for taste. That's what they call it. I don't know what it means. 26 years old, still don't know how to spell restaurant. I can't wait for the days after I've been working out for a while and finally see a six-pack I've never seen in my life. I can go into a bar sober, go into a restaurant, whatever, have some freaking, confidence, have faith in myself with the ladies. Maybe get, things are back to normal and I'll have days off or whatever. All my moobs and my lovely handles are vanished. They're just pecs and frickin' what do you call them? Penis gutters? I forget that V instead of love handles. And then I'll have traps that just say, grab me and whisper in my ear, come to my room. Or come to my place, or I'll take you to your place and we can cuddle. Just traps that say that, Come grab me, whisper in daddy's ear. Whisper in single daddy's ear. I'm hyped. Hopefully, I doubt it, but I'm thinking, when this damn pandemic cools off and we get back together and everything's opening up, daddy gets in shape a little bit, maybe a lot of bit. Oh, checked myself this morning, 209 pounds from 214 3 days ago, or 2 days ago, 2 or 3 days ago. That's a 5-pound difference. Shout out being sick. Yeah, I'm hyped for when the things open back up, and this is the roaring 20s again. Daddy's in his freaking prime. That's stupid to keep calling myself daddy. I'm talking to myself though, you know what I'm saying? That's what I talk to myself. That's how I talk to myself when I'm talking to myself and playing video games. These little punks on these damn Echo VR, they're like 11. They're humping each other in the video game in my head. I'm like, geez Louise. So I call myself daddy because these mother lovers they think I'm 12. I'm like, bro, I'm 27, I could bang your mama. I'll take that out. Take that out, FedEx. I didn't say that. Shout out 2 Chainz though. This isn't the song of the day, but 2 Chainz, Gray Area. That's a good one right there. Young enough to, that's it. That's all I gotta say, enough said. Song of the day is Very Superstitious. That's it, right there by your boy Stevie Wonder. Rest in peace. I don't even know if he's dead. He's probably still alive, but rest in peace if he's not. That's a good song. I was thinking about it last night. I was like, dude, I'm hyped for the damn roaring 20s of the 20th century, 21st century. Get my health back, get in shape, be a positive influence for my son, positive influence for the people around me, become a billionaire, make all my friends billionaires, do good with the money. I want to open a school for kids, like an after school program, where instead of just like being babysat, they can go to a place where whatever they say, the kid wants to be an astronaut, there will be a person there, a young adult there that will be not just their babysitter, but their study assistant. Like the kid goes in, I says, I want to be an astronaut. They'll be assigned to like a young adult, like a big brother situation. And after school, what they'll be doing is studying everything they need to study to become that thing. That's it. Like we didn't have what we had in high school, what I had in middle school, high school. We had this little test we could take on the internets. And it was like, where are your strengths and your weaknesses? And then it'll give you a job at the end of the assessment. And it was like nothing I wanted to do. And that's what the school is. It's free babysitting, and it's preparing you for a job with bells and whistles and bosses and rules and lunch times. That's what school is. For me, in my head, that's what it's always been. So I never liked it. I've never fit into that category. I don't belong in that shit. I'm different somewhere. I'm somewhere else. I've never fit into anywhere. I don't have a friend group. I mean, all of my closest friends had multiple friend groups. Like we could just bounce. We go to lunch at lunchtime in high school and just go from one group. We would not only separate ourselves, we would go to different friend groups and all of us knew each other. Like we could go over to the emo kids and those emo kids knew all of my closest buddies. My group, my little squad, my little brothers, we were strange as fudge. Like we're athletic. I was in theater, advanced choir, and football at the same time. Including, shout out McKenna Gwen, we did Wolfpack Wednesdays for like 3 weeks. That was like the weekly high school news. Shit was fun. One time I did it stoned, and my shout out Mr. Burgess, he told me, he said, you look stoned. I was like, no way. He's the best teacher on the planet, Mr. Burgess. I think it's Jeff Burgess, Jeffrey Burgess. He's an amazing history teacher, magician, solid human, non-judgmental. He was a good man. He still is a good man. I'm sure he's doing some great, successful out there. It's Dave Burgess, you idiot. It's David Burgess, Dave Burgess, not Jeff. Dave Burgess. Shout out Dave Burgess. Teacher of the century. Good man. Things are looking up. Got 93 stops today. It's nice out, 77 degrees Fahrenheit. 10:31 in the morning. Life's good. Saw my son this morning. I try to pay for daycare. I send the ex-wife the money over like through direct deposit, like through the accounts. We have the same bank, so I can send my money from my account straight into her account. And it declined it this morning, so I called her and I was like, "Hey, did you change your card? Did you get a new card or something?" She was like, "No. Somebody tried to use my card in Houston, Texas, so I had to cancel it." I was like, "Damn." So now I got to call daycare and give them my card information over the phone, which is always a good thing. You know, our lines are secure, 100%. That'll be fun. Kid's doing good. Big old smile on his face. I pull up. He knows what this van means. He sees that purple and orange. He goes, Dad, 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 Dad. I'm like, what's up, boy? I love my kid, man. He's the light of my life. I know that shit sounds stupid, but it's true. Walk around in his little blue dinosaur t-shirt with his wet-ass diaper. Mama didn't change since she put him to bed last night. So that's the first thing we did. She's on the phone with the bank. Change his diaper. Bust open a little, what are those baby oranges for him? Give him some body armor. Tropical Chaos. 0 sugar added. He likes that shit. Played some piano a little bit. Not the piano, but it's the plastic piano thing with all the different sounds. I forget what they're called. Keyboard. Whatever. We did that. I got no news other than the ceasefire. Or truce or whatever. I think it's just a ceasefire. I don't know about a truce, but they're not shooting at each other anymore right now. As of news this morning. I don't know about right now, but there was a ceasefire. That's good. Might go out to the bar this week, or tonight. It's Friday, and I haven't seen my people since I didn't go out last night. No, and the night before last night, it was just the women. Not saying I don't love some of them, or most of them, but if I just sat there and talked to the women, then I look like one of them cucks, you know? Just like this slimy, fake yogi bastard. I don't want that reputation. Just look at this dude just hanging out with women. I don't want that, you know? I got nothing to talk about. How you been? That's it. I'm alright. Good to see you. Now where's my uncles with the bikes? You know what I'm saying? Where they at? So I might go out there, see what's happening with my people. Since the kid's gonna be in Lexington at Mama's work. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I ain't really doing much these days. Just working, hanging out with the kid. I feel like I'm saying some shit that I'm like haven't talked to y'all forever. If you're listening, I appreciate you listening. It's not hard to do, but it's also not easy for me, because I'm like, who the frick wants to hear me? So in my head, it's just kind of like, if you're listening, I really do appreciate it, because if this ever does go anywhere, it's on you. You gave me confidence just for keeping me accountable, keeping me in line, and keeping me coming back to do this, because this is the only reason I'm not drinking. I could easily just say, frick it, I'm not doing this show, go to the bar tonight, get a ride from somebody, you know, have a couple drinks, buy a pack of smokes, just go ham. I could do that, no problem. The only problem would be, I don't want that taste in my throat, that smoke. I don't want the headache in the morning because I haven't drank in 6 days. You know, that's it. So you listening are the only other reason I wouldn't do it. Those other 2 reasons ain't good enough. I would do it anyway, just because I've been doing it for the last 7, 8, 9, 10 years. For those 2 reasons, I quit multiple times, all the shits, and I always went back. 12 days is the most though, and today marks 7, so I know I can do another 12. And if I keep doing the show and y'all keep, you know, if I feel like there's still interest, shit, I know I can do it. Keep going as long as long as there's interest in the show, and the fact that people can do this shit without the government, or not the government, but these plans that some religion devised. Some guy who's like, believe in God, put God first, admit your wrongdoings or whatever, cancel all your friends, here's your new friend group, the cigarette smokers and the people that really fucked up in life. Sorry for cussing. This is your new friend group. The guy that went to jail for beating his wife because he was hammered out of his mind, or the guy that drunk drove into a school bus or whatever. These are your friends, the sober ones now. I'm good with that shit. Like me and my brother Guta. Sixth grade, we went to this camp, this like campsite for kids called Camp Fox. It was amazing. I loved it. It was cool as hell. They took us to this place with these like shiny, like golden shade rocks, the sun coming through all this spot. It was beautiful. We made some stuff out of like wood and rice or whatever. They had a basketball court. It was fun. I had a good time. So in high school, we found out that these people, this like group of kids are going to Camp Fox, and we're like, we found out about it. Like, what the hell? We asked our principal, we're like, can we go? And they were like, yeah. We get on the bus, and it's like all the bad kids. One of the dudes, one of our buddies, he was going with us. It wasn't like a close buddy, but he was like, we played football with him. We knew him. We got on the bus. He's on the bus with us. They got the drug sniffing dog outside the bus, sniffing our backpacks. This dude had pot in his bag. Took him off the bus. Oh no, they left. They let him go. They just took his bag, I think, or so. They did something, but he ended up going with us. I think, if I remember correctly. That shit cracked me up though. We were like, oh, we don't belong here. We get there and all the counselors are undercover police. Like the whole time, they tell us at the end of the trip they're police. We're like, holy shit, dude, we did not belong in this group. Like we didn't do half the shit these people did. We're not bad people. We're not bad kids. We're just like, we just wanted to come to Camp Fox again. We didn't know he was with a bunch of soon-to-be criminals. That shit was dope. And not everybody. I met a real cool girl named Jamie. I forget her last name, but she was from Wisconsin. We played basketball. We clicked right off the bat. I think her shoulder was on my. Me and her head was on my shoulder on the last day on the trip, the bus trip back home. I'm pretty sure her head was on my shoulder. If not, we were at least holding hands. Anyway, that was a good time. I forget why I brought that up. Shout out Camp Fox. Yeah, Miss Spilger, the one who let us go on this trip. I'm gonna just say this, and forgive me without me saying sorry. Fuck you, Miss Spilger. There was one time we had this thing at West Hills High School, San Diego, California, Santee. There's a thing called Alpha Plus. Shout out Mr. Deerfield, my theater teacher. He gave me Alpha Plus for being a solid student, which I was. I just didn't give a shit about some classes, so I just wouldn't do anything. And stuff I cared about, I was a good student. Like history, good student. PE, great student. The same teacher that thought I had something to do with his laptop being stolen because I was friendly, but I didn't like this kid. I was just friendly, and he was huge, so I was like afraid of him. So I just like put up with his shit. He stole our PE teacher's laptop, so the PE teacher had a different attitude toward me the whole time. After knowing who did steal his laptop, he had a different attitude toward me because he'd seen me around this kid, or this kid around me, because I wasn't one to like push people away. I was just like accepting, but because I was like not trying to be an ass, also not trying to get, pranked and shit. So he had a different attitude toward me the rest of our relationship in high school. I think he thinks I had something to do with it, or I knew who did it. I had no idea. That's the truth. Mrs. What's her name? There's a teacher that everybody made fun of because that, like, behind her back, they were like, yeah, she does porn. She got fake boobs. whatever. And she was like, old. Mrs. DeWalt. Shout out, Miss DeWalt. Fuck you, too. Represent. Forgive me. Yeah, she kicked me out one time because a stink bomb went off in class. Do I know who did it? No. Did I laugh at it? Yeah. Were a bunch of kids laughing at it? Yeah. She kicked me out. And because she kicked me out, just assuming I did it, I said fuck you to her. Forgive my language. She sent me to the office. Miss Spilger gave me a pink slip. She said, why did you say? I was like, because she kicked me out because she thinks I set off a stink bomb. I had nothing to do with it. I don't know who did it. I didn't do it. Other people smelt it, started laughing. I started laughing. She kicked me out. So I said, fuck you. That's how I do, baby boo. You don't treat me like that. Without getting a little spice back. Daddy's spicy, alright? Anyway, yeah, Miss Spilger. So I got the Alpha Plus, put it on my backpack, and we had this big game day set up for all the kids with Alpha Plus. They had the game tents where you could go play like Xbox. All the new systems were in this trailer. They had food, they had, I think, bouncing stuff, games set up, like board games for just everybody. It was just the whole thing after lunch or after school or before lunch or something. Skip a semester, something like that. It was a special thing for all the kids with Alpha Plus. So I went. She's at the freaking entrance. She goes, what are you doing here? I'm like, I got Alpha Plus. What are you talking about, cunt? That's a Q-U-N-T to you, Miss Cunt. I was like, Mr. Deerfield gave it to me. She's like, oh, okay. I doubt it. Like, to that kind of attitude, I was like, you bitch. I'm going to go eat as much food as I can. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to say, thank you, Miss Spilger. Thanks for my 4 hot dogs. And all these video games, you bitch. Anyway, shout out Mr. Dave Burgess. He was the shit. Best teacher in that school. He was the bomb. Sorry for all these bad language. I'm just passionate about this. Forgive me, FedEx. I love my job. I've changed. I'm a different man. I would never call a woman the C word, the Q word, unless she deserved it. Like Miss Spilger did and Miss DeWalt did. They deserved it. They still deserve it. I'm sure they're still assholes. Anyway. Yeah, the perception thing. There became a time in school when I would get blamed for everything, so I would just say sorry. And I still do that to this day. Like, I'll just apologize for shit I didn't even do. I don't know what it is. It's childhood trauma. It's gotta be. And you know who did that? The school system. Anyway, I feel like I've ranted long enough about stupid shit. Thank y'all for listening. Might be back around here tonight. I'm gonna knock out these deliveries. Love y'all. Have a good day. This has been Day on the Job. Bye-bye.